What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band Vattnet Viskar, entitled Settler. This is released on Century Media Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Plaistow, New Hampshire, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very sludgy, atmospheric hybrid of both post-metal and black metal. Yeah. This has been a band that over the last couple of years has been gaining a lot of momentum and gaining their footing within the metal world to branch out and appeal to many different musical stylings and gaining new sorts of followings. My first introduction to this band was their 2013 debut full-length entitled Sky Swallower. From the album cover art to the style to the presentation, you could tell that this was a band that definitely had a very good work ethic to them, and it really it was well showcased. The riffs sounded great, the compositions really were well written, great vocal stylings, just a very high multitude of influences. I mean, if you think of stuff like maybe Lantlos or Agalok or Neurosis to a certain extent, you could hear instances of those bands within a band like Vattnet Viskar. And of course, going backwards into their body of work, we get to their 2012 self-titled EP, which shows you that this is a band that takes their love of black metal very seriously. Even though they incorporate other sort of unique elements into their sound, like post-metal or sludge or doom, you can definitely feel that in this band's music. Not to mention, they're a very solid live act. I saw them last year with Tombs, and they were a blast to watch live. Very tight-knit group of dudes, very charismatic, high energy, and they can sell themselves very well here. And not to mention, they seem to have a good little sense of humor about what kind of style of metal they bring to the table. Now we fast forward to 2015, and we have a sophomoric effort from this band entitled Settler. As soon as I saw the album cover for this new album, I was perplexed. I really didn't know what to think of it. It kind of looks like one of those images that you would look up on Shutterstock.com or something like that. You look up an image of a woman floating in midair in space or something. They have an image for pretty much anything on there, if you get where I'm coming from. And I don't speak of that disrespectfully. That's just the first impression that I'm getting. But I'm very sure that there was a style and a concept to be presented when it came to that image. But enough about imagery, let's get on right into the music. It's 8 tracks, and it clocks in at around 39 minutes in length, and pretty much, this is the band continuing forward from what they did upon the previous record. They fine-tune their craft just a little bit more, and they make a sophomore album that could definitely be way more enjoyable than Sky Swallower, if not just a little bit better. As is the case with the last album, the music is a very telling highlight for when you listen to it. You hear it upon the opening track, Dawnlands. You get some really awesome riff work being represented on there. That's where you get the black metal influence being represented with this band. You also hear it on songs like Yearn and Impact. Just some very meaningful, deeply thought out riffs. You get the nice tremolo riffs, you get nice leads, and you get some really intelligent soloing going on too. I want to say towards the closing moments of this record, the song Cold War, in addition to the high leads and tremolos, you get some really nice solo work going on that particular song. But as for the rest of this album, the riff work is very intelligent, very well mixed and mastered, definitely well played. I love how Vattnet Viskar handled the guitar work on here. Bass work is very good too. Nice bottom end to accompany the guitar work being represented here. Good tone, not overly audible, but it still gets the job done very well here. It's mainly a guitar-orientated sort of record, and with Settler, you can tell that the riff work here is very prominent and very well played here. Moving on to the drums. This guy's such a great drummer, so passionate, so very hardworking about what he does here. Lots of blast beats and fills, really a quintessential sort of drum performance here. You get the black metal influenced drumming in certain instances, but then, of course, when it comes to certain moments of the songs, you can tell when the drums start to just pace themselves and slow down just a little bit here. But this drummer knows exactly what he's doing, and he delivers a very memorable performance all the way throughout. It's something that makes you want to pay attention. And another thing to point out about this band is the fact that they're not one of those black post-metal acts that like to draw things on too long. There's no 9 or 10 minute long tracks. They're a band that fly by at a really good pace here, and this is a very well-paced 39-minute long record. And moving on to the vocals here are very well done here, very rough, very powerful, a lot of heavy usage of growls being represented on here. I definitely get that post-metal edge when it comes to the vocal delivery. It's kind of an almost roaring sort of delivery. A lot of great growling going on here with this guy. He really knows how to convey the listener with his emotions. It's very powerful vocal performance. Nothing too monotonous about it, I would say. I would think this guy can tell and weave a story very well here, especially when it comes to the overall theme and vibe and concept of this record. They're a band that don't really rely too much on the tried and true sort of elements of black metal. They like to incorporate elements of the sky and lunar ideas and lots of different atmospheres surrounding them. They make it work to their advantage, and I believe they did quite a very good job here when it comes to this overall concept. So overall, I think this is a much more enjoyable album than Sky Swallower by just a tiny little bit. It kind of tiptoes over the finish line over Sky Swallower just a little bit, and I think Settler makes for some very well thought out and intelligent sort of music. If you're a fan of post-metal, if you're a fan of atmospheric black metal, if you were a fan of what this band has put out previously, you'll find something to enjoy here with Settler. I think it's really awesome. But man, that album cover is so perplexing. I can't be the only one that feels that way. But anyway, if I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Dawnlands, Yearn, Impact, and Hairs. Those are some of my favorite highlights. So I'm going to leave you some links to some selected tracks that are currently streaming through the Century Media YouTube channel. I will also leave you links to where you can purchase a physical copy. It is available on CD and 12-inch vinyl, and they are currently wrapping up a tour with 1349 and Necrophagia. So if you happen to check them out live, definitely get the experience of how they play live. They are fun to watch, and they are definitely good dudes. So again, the album is Settler by Vattnet Viskar. This is released on Century Media Records. Just definitely check this out. And for a score, I'm going to give this a very solid 8.5 out of 10. Highly entertaining release, fast, well thought out pace, great production, awesome vocals, solid musicianship. Definitely support Vattnet Viskar. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Armijo out.